What's going on, America? This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner, and if you are watching this video, you have come with us through the journey, through the saga, the trilogy, and of Leo and the great one, Mark Levin. I don't know what you call like a four. Let me see. Trilogy is three. Quadrilogy? I don't know. But anyway, y'all done came with me on this journey, watching Leo the Lion destroy the narratives of the Democratic Party. Now, I don't know about y'all. I'm sure that you all know at least one liberal, okay? If they're a white liberal who suffers from white guilt, it's hard for them to dispute an argument coming from a black person that is exposing the Democratic Party. How can they argue against that? Are they going to call this black man rather, a white nationalist? Or they're going to say, well, he doesn't know what's good for the black community, even though he's black and I'm white and I don't know what's good for the black community, but I think I'm doing good and it makes me feel great because I care. And I tweet and blog, and I might even be a part of Antifa and stuff like that. Yeah, it makes me feel better. Yeah, something like that. What are they going to say to him? So these are great clips to send to your white liberal friends who maybe think that all black people are sitting back going, that's right, that Donald Trump's a racist, nationalist, sexist, xenophobe, and we want him out because of all the atrocities we've suffered. Y'all should be sending these clips to him. If y'all know a black friend who done full-blown committed to the Democratic Party, easiest sales pitch ever. Soon as you walk on the lot as a black person, they know you buying. The Democrats know you buying. You come up on a lot like, hey, I'm here because I want to go ahead and vote for the Democrats because I'm a victim of racism, discrimination, and oppression. You know what? Hey, come on in. Hey, let me show you around. See, you're an easy sell. That's what you are. You don't even ask questions. Yeah, well, how much the vehicle costs? Let me check up under the hood. Did it have a prior owner? Where's the work that's been done? None of that. None of that. You know what? I'm here to buy a car. I don't care how much it costs. I really need it right now, and I'm pretty much willing to pay anything for it. Okay, come on in. Let's have a little talk. How's your credit? It doesn't matter. I'll pay with cash. I got it all, man. You pick the car from me, and I'll just take it. That's how black people are with the Democratic Party, and Leo the Lion is exposing them. So with no further ado, part 4 of The Great One and Leo the Lion.
Leo Terrell, civil rights lawyer. What kind of reaction are you getting from friends and family and colleagues when they see you taking such a courageous stand, when they see you really saying to the Democrat Party, you're not my party anymore, when you tolerate this and even celebrate this? I'm a civil rights lawyer, you say. I've represented many of these people. I have a love for these communities, and you're not helping. What do people say to you?
You know, Mark, the amazing thing is I've given my entire career to civil rights, helping people who have been disadvantaged, people who look like me and represent anyone, because I do believe in the principle that we live in a colorblind society. But ever since the last 3 or 4 weeks, people who I know, who I work with, the silent treatment, the no comment, the absence of phone ringing and asking, you want to talk, you want to meet, you want to go out. And you know what, Mark? It hurts, but it doesn't deter me. Because on the other side, I'm getting people who are saying, thank you. I appreciate what you're doing. I'm glad you're speaking out. You're expressing my views. I get emotional about this because of my mom and dad and how they told me to use what I learned through school to help people. And the people I've helped for 25 plus years have basically turned their back. But you know what? I can probably help them by speaking out because you know what? I can sleep well at night. I can sleep with a good conscience. The name calling, so be it. It is the obligation as a civil rights attorney, as an American, to make sure we uplift everyone. And if speaking out and telling the truth about how I feel as an individual, not speaking for every African-American, Mark, but as an individual, African-American, and an American, then I'm going to continue to speak out and continue to articulate my viewpoint.
Leo, I'll embrace you. I appreciate what Leo is doing. I feel like Bobby Boucher in The Waterboy, where he said, I appreciate what you're showing me right now. I appreciate Leo. And see, Leo is suffering from what many black conservatives suffer from. The attacks starting with black people. Yeah, see, and it's crazy because I get black people. They don't understand. They, for some reason, think black conservatives are sellouts. They don't love their people. They're kissing up to the white man and all of that stuff. And it could be no further from the truth. It's easier for black people to be quiet, run with the pack, run with the masses, avoid the criticism, avoid the name calling. You a sellout, you an Uncle Tom, all of that stuff come with us. It takes bravery. It takes intelligence. It takes knowledge of what you're talking about. It takes time to research this stuff and come to these conclusions. You think that black conservatives that are red-pilled and switch over to conservatism, do you think they expect to be welcomed and embraced by all of their black friends, family, and all that stuff? You think we doing this because we want to be cool and more popular with the black community? No, we're doing it to free the black community from the mental slavery of being hooked and committed to a party who've been using us for years. We try to give folks the history. They don't want to hear it. They come up with buying into all of the garbage narratives that the Dems been using for years, the big switch. And all of a sudden, the conservatives are the racists and the Democrats are the white hats. They come up with all of these excuses because it's almost like they want to be sorry. It's almost like, dude, you can show me as much evidence and facts and history as you want, and I'm still never going to either vote for a conservative or support President Trump or listen to black conservatives, because they've been convinced by many black so-called leaders to make sure that any black person who decides to make that change, destroy them. Cut their knees out from under them, destroy their influence, ban them, disregard them, get them away from us. Don't invite them to nothing, okay? We want to show all you rest of the black folks what not to do. And if you want to remain in the in crowd with the cool kids, you better not be talking about some supporting Trump. Guys would tell me, man, you did this for the money, man. How much Trump paying you? I'm like, how much could anybody pay me to quote unquote sell out? You know what? That's really the opposite question. If the Democrats paid me a bunch of money, I would not support the Democrat Party because it would totally destroy my moral fabric and character, knowing that that party is corrupt and abusing black people and don't have our interests in mind. So really, the real question, I'm doing this not because of money. I'm doing this because I'm trying to free your mind. And if the Democrats came to me tomorrow and said, Kev, you and your videos, messing it up for us, man. Yo, you dropping knowledge. People relate and connect to you, man. You messing us up. How much can we give you to stop this mess? Can we pay you off? Can we buy you off? Can we convert you? We drop some money. We make you powerful? No. Hey, because then I'll be selling out. That's the real selling out. Is them Don Lemons and them Joy Reeds and them Al Sharptons. They're the true sellouts. But let's finish listening to Leo.
Well, you've been doing a superb job, and you've always done a superb job, frankly. I want to ask you this. The way that Nancy Pelosi talks about the president, the way that she talks about Republicans, a way that she talks about the police now, Schumer does the same thing. Other Democrats do it. They're all over TV. They bring in these professors who are absolutely radical people who go on, who are very racialized, if you know what I mean. Everything's about race, right? Not about humanity, not about unity, not about Americans. And I see these people all over TV. They're constantly on. They're contributors to these newsrooms and so forth. I really believe the leadership of the Democrat Party today and the media today have contributed mightily to what we're seeing in the streets. Their narrative, their social activism agenda. I'm not talking about liberal, I'm talking about radical. And I think it's contributed mightily to what we're seeing now. What are your thoughts?
Thank you very much for that question, because you are 100% correct. First, let me go after these Democratic leadership, the Pelosi's, the Schumer, Dick Durbin, using the reference of token legislation, which was a direct racial insult to Tim Scott regarding police reform. They are basically encouraging this type of chaos of what we see on the streets right now. Why? They are obsessed, Mark, the Democratic leadership. Anybody but Trump. They prop up a guy named Joe Biden who's done nothing for people of color. And what Donald Trump has done with the First Step, with the funding to historical black colleges, they don't want to give him credit. So they attack, they attack, they attack. They have no platform. Democratic leadership has no platform as we speak. All they're riding on, all they're hoping for is that there's this anger towards Donald Trump. That's not going to be enough to win the election. But you mentioned the other half of the equation. These contributors on those other two cable networks, which I will not dignify by mentioning their names. And I challenge every one of those contributors. They constantly talk about racism, that the country is totally divided on race, selling race books, and just basically encouraging the destruction of the fabric of our country. Monuments, flags, institutions, destroy everything. You have people with fancy titles talking about the destruction of our current system. I debated one of those individuals, I don't want to mention his name, Cornel West, who's never been out there and understand the logic of what's going on. And I'll tell you right now, I'm telling your viewers, don't listen to those people. You know, make a decision on informed information, because you're getting rhetoric, you're getting Kool-Aid, you're getting propaganda, and they got only one agenda: defeat Donald Trump. And that's not good enough for me.
You know, Leo Terrell.
He exposed what's really going on, y'all. It ain't about race. It's just about beating Trump. They're willing to drag out the scarecrow, full-blown, creepy, sleepy, sloppy, slimy, who is on his way out, who got about 1.5 brain cells still floating around in his head, can't open his eyes because of all the Botox, full of corruption. His whole past, ain't done nothing for black people, and he is just a politician for nothing. Can't even write. He's always talking about, look at my record. What record are you talking about, creepy, sleepy, sloppy, slimy? But they don't care. At this point, they'll sit a puppet. They will sit Teddy Ruxpin up against Trump because their voters don't care about policies or a track record. They just care about anger and all of that stuff and feeling like they're doing some justice and fighting against all the systemic racism out there. Wow. It's easy to be a Democratic politician. Go ahead, Leo. Finish us out.
Well, I've had Shelby Steele on this program a few times, and he suffered through segregation. His parents did, and so forth, and he was a civil rights activist. And he said, I want my fellow African Americans to know you're free. You're free. Do whatever you want. Become whatever you want. Just go out and live your life. You're free. But he says, and I see, you have other people who are saying the opposite, that you can't achieve, that you can't become something because of your race, because of historic segregation, because of historic slavery. And he says, that is what kills the black community. You're free. Now go out and be a free human being. What do you think about it?
Mark Levin hit it right on the head. Stinking thinking. That's what's killing the black community. Being downloaded from the left, the liberal agenda, black folks that have, became rich, famous, successful, but yet telling black people they're suffering from systemic racism, all of that stuff, making black people mad for nothing. It's amazing. I mean, if you listen to them, we're still walking around with slave papers that we have to present when the police pull us over. Yeah, well, yep, I was freed about 3 years ago. Just don't take me back to the plantation. But that's their goal. They want us to think we're still walking around with chains on our ankles and shackles and stuff like that. And yet somehow there's a lot of black people who bought into this fake narrative and false reality. Unbelievable. Go ahead, Leo. Take us home.
Shelby Steele is absolutely correct. I mean, I don't recall any obstacles to prevent me from going to law school. I wasn't denied the opportunity to take the California State Bar. I wasn't denied the opportunity to start a law practice. I wasn't denied the opportunity to become a teacher. But it goes back to that basic principle. There are profiteers. The current profiteer is Black Lives. How can these corporations give millions of dollars to Black lives? What is the organizational structure? What are they doing with the money? Are they building up the community with it? Corporations, stop giving money. Al Sharpton wants the African-American community to believe that the government and the boogeyman and the white guy are all against him. Why, Mark? So that he can be a profiteer. And that is the mindset. African Americans need to wake up.
Well, Leo Terrell, you have a wonderful background as a civil rights attorney. You've been consistent your entire life, a man who embraces the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, civil liberties, and civil rights. You've been extremely courageous, and I want to thank you for coming on the program. God bless you.
Thank you, Mark. I love this country. Thank you.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Leo the Lion just laid it down, letting everybody know, first of all, get off that Democratic plantation. Secondly, stop supporting Black Lives Matter. That money's going to the DNC and all of that crap, and they ain't even pushing American values, and they ain't even supporting Black people. And it took somebody like Leo to lay it down in conjunction with the great one, Mark Levin. Now, you've been listening to Kevin and Kevin's Corner. Leo, I couldn't have said that better myself. I ain't gonna do it. Anyway, so God bless y'all. Thanks for checking out Kevin's Corner and chilling with me. Don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe, and the notification button. Make sure your notifications are set to all. Make sure that you're still subscribed, and make sure that you follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that crap. The links are below. Check out Extreme Tees, my sponsor. Link is below. If you like their products, put Kevin in the promo code. You get a 20% discount. Want to donate to Kevin and Kevin's Corner, feel free. There's a link below to do that as well. And don't forget to tune in every Wednesday live 7:30. And check me out on Facebook, Twitter. Facebook, YouTube, and my radio blog talk show. All right, God bless you. Next time in Kevin's Corner.